This is the third example from page 109 in your textbook, and the name of the file is O4-production planning. So here we're going to be looking at a production planning problem, a simple problem, and we will look at more advanced problems of this type in later chapter. So let's look at what the given data are. So we have initial inventory. So we are assuming that we are producing just one product, okay, and we are now planning for 6 months of production. We have initially 5,000 units on hand, and the holding cost, if you have ending inventory at end of each of the month, is going to be 5% of the production cost. So these are inputs. So let's color code that. Now here, the month 1 through 6, I'm going to put an underline or borderline, and these are the production costs. That's given input. Now what we want to do is to determine how many units we have to produce of these products, which is footballs in hundreds of units. So how many units we're going to produce is our decision variable. And we're also given in the problem that you cannot produce more than 30,000 units in a given month. So that's our capacity limitation. You're supposed to stay within that. Okay. And then we have demand. We have to meet this demand. So that's given again. Now on hand after production is, for the first month it will be, okay, let's give names here. For the very first month, we start with the available on-hand inventory, and then to that we add how many units we're going to produce. So that will give us the on-hand after production. That will be the available inventory. Of course, that should be greater than or equal to the demand. Now, ending inventory is the amount available on hand after production minus the demand. So that's what will be the ending inventory remaining. And that ending inventory cannot exceed the available storage capacity. Storage capacity is given as 10,000 units, so that should be less than or equal to that. Okay. Now, on hand after production for month 2 is going to be slightly different. So it is the ending inventory of the previous month is what is the beginning inventory. Unlike the first one where the beginning inventory is the initial inventory given, but for the second month it is the ending inventory of the previous month plus production. Now that has to be greater than or equal to demand. Let's align it properly. Now these two can be copied. You shouldn't copy from the first month, because the first month on hand after production formula is different from the rest of them. The ending inventory is the same formula, so we can copy that across. Okay. Now summary of all costs. Okay. We'll put an underline here. So we want to sum the cost. So we have units produced times production cost. So that's production cost plus we have an ending inventory. Okay, so ending inventory times holding cost. Holding cost is, remember, production cost times the percentage. Holding cost is that percent of the production cost. Copy that across. And then you sum. Now let's remove the decimal places, and that will make all the numbers appear. Now, this is the cell that we want to now minimize. Remember, this represents cost, so we have to minimize that. Okay. In the next video, we'll look at the solver.